Hi, I'm Margaret Lewin and welcome to Margaret Lewin Quilting. Today we are going to start working on For Austin. And I've gone ahead and cut up all of the pieces that we need for a block, and I'm just going to kind of put them together here so that you can see what we're dealing with. One of the things that I really liked about this quilt is the simplicity of it. So this is a quilt that you're going to be able to put together in no time flat. I call it one of my fix quilts, you know, one of those quilts that you just need to get put together because you want to spend some time at your sewing machine. So here are our 2 blocks, and that's all there are is 2 blocks for the entire quilt. And then we've got a couple of borders too. So it's a nice, simple quilt. I'm going to try to straighten this out a little bit just because it makes it less confusing. So here we are. This is what you're going to be making. Now these are the 2 blocks, and you are going to be making a total of 30 blocks. So you're going to make 15 of this block and 15 of this block. And what I suggest that you do is get all of your blocks cut and just stack everything up. So what I would do is separate this just a little bit, and I would have 15 of my center squares, 15 of these strips, and 15 of each one of these. So 30 and 30. Then what I would do is take them over to my sewing machine and stack with one stacked right on top of the other. And I would first sew all of this strip together. Then I would add this strip together. Then I would take it and press it, and then I would add these 2 strips together, then take all of them and press all of them. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 center blocks, this center block and this one, and I'm going to add this piece, one of my strips, and this piece. I'm going to sew a 1/4 of an inch seam on both of them. Then I'm going to add this piece to this block and this piece to this block. 1/4 inch seam again. Then I'll come on back and I'm going to show you exactly how I pressed the block. So now at this point I have sewn my 2 strips and I pressed them towards the center, okay? And there's a real reason why we're pressing this block the way we are. And I want to show you the back side. I'll move these out of the way so that you can see a little bit better. So here's the back side of one block, and here's the back side of the other block. So now that I've done that, the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to add my 2 side strips. So I'm going to add this strip and this one. Then once these 2 are sewn, I'm going to add my other 2. And I am continuously sewing these. So what I'm doing is on this one, let's say I'm sitting at my sewing machine, I'm going to sew all the way down. Then I'm going to take my second piece and I'm going to put this one right next underneath my presser foot. I'm going to sew without stopping. I'm going to cut my thread where these 2 are connected. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to add my next piece. I'm going to sew all the way down, all the way to here. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. I'm not going to cut this off until I have sewn this one on. Then I can continually sew, and it makes the sewing process a lot faster. Plus you don't go through as much thread by doing it this way. So I'm going to go sew these pieces onto this block. Then I'll come back and show you how I press that part of the block. All right, here are my 2 blocks. All right, and you will see I have pressed my seams out so they are pressed open. And I now have my 2 base blocks together. So what you're going to do this week in between our 2 videos is I want you to get all of your pieces cut, and I want you to get all 30 of your blocks sewn together. Shouldn't take you long at all to do all 30 because it really is quite quick on the sewing. When you get to this point, your blocks should all measure 9.5 inches. If they are 9 1/4 inches, I want you to make all of your blocks 9 1/4. If they are 9 and let's say 3/4, I want you to make all of them 9 3/4. So whatever size your blocks are, I want you to make all of them the same. Mine finished up at 9 1/2. That's really where they should be, but at this stage, what we're just doing is putting a fun quilt together. So if most of your blocks are measuring 9 1/4, then just square all of them up to 9 1/4. And next time I'm going to be showing you how we went about putting For Austin together. And the nice part about it is we don't have a bunch of seams to match. So thank you so much for joining me today for our first quarter of 2018 quilt, and this one's called For Austin. The patterns are available on my website, and I'll put a link below to the pattern so that you can get yours and join us for Austin. See you next time. Thank you so much for sticking around. Don't forget, if you're not part of our Facebook group, please do join us and make certain that you upload pictures of what it is that you're currently working on. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.